State Bank of India is a multinational banking and financial services company based in India. It is a government-owned corporation with its headquarters in Mumbai, Maharashtra. As of December 2013, it had assets of $388 billion and 17,000 branches, including 190 foreign offices, making it the largest banking and financial services company in India by assets. State Bank of India is one of the big four banks of India, along with ICICI Bank, Punjab National Bank and HDFC Bank. The bank traces its ancestry to British India, through the Imperial Bank of India, to the founding, in 1806, of the Bank of Calcutta, making it the oldest commercial bank in the Indian subcontinent. Bank of Madras merged into the other two presidency banks in British India, Bank of Calcutta and Bank of Bombay, to form the Imperial Bank of India, which in turn became the State Bank of India. Government of India owned the Imperial Bank of India in 1955, with Reserve Bank of India taking a 60% stake, and renamed it the State Bank of India. In 2008, the government took over the stake held by the Reserve Bank of India. State Bank of India is a regional banking behemoth and has 20% market share in deposits and loans among Indian commercial banks. History. The roots of the State Bank of India lie in the first decade of the 18th century, when the Bank of Calcutta, later renamed the Bank of Bengal, was established on June 2, 1806. The Bank of Bengal was one of three presidency banks, the other two being the Bank of Bombay and the Bank of Madras. All three presidency banks were incorporated as joint stock companies and were the result of royal charters. These three banks received the exclusive right to issue paper currency till 1861 when, with the Paper Currency Act, the right was taken over by the Government of India. The presidency banks amalgamated on January 27, 1921, and the reorganized banking entity took as its name Imperial Bank of India. The Imperial Bank of India remained a joint stock company but without government participation. Pursuant to the provisions of the State Bank of India Act of 1955, the Reserve Bank of India, which is India's central bank, acquired a controlling interest in the Imperial Bank of India. On July 1, 1955, the Imperial Bank of India became the State Bank of India. In 2008, the Government of India acquired the Reserve Bank of India's stake in SBI so as to remove any conflict of interest because the RBI is the country's banking regulatory authority. In 1959, the government passed the State Bank of India Act, which made 8 state banks associates of SBI. A process of consolidation began on September 13, 2008, when the State Bank of Maharashtra merged with SBI. SBI has acquired local banks in rescues. The first was the Bank of Lahore, which SBI acquired in 1969, together with its 28 branches. The next year SBI acquired National Bank of Lahore, which had 24 branches. 5 years later, in 1975, SBI acquired Krishnaram Boldio Bank, which had been established in 1916 in Gwalior State, under the patronage of Maharaja Madho Rao Scindia. The bank had been the Duke in Pichadi, a small money lender, owned by the Maharaja. The new bank's first manager was Jalendra Broacha, a Parsi. In 1985, SBI acquired the Bank of Cochin in Kerala, which had 120 branches. SBI was the acquirer as its affiliate, the State Bank of Travancore, already had an extensive network in Kerala. The State Bank of India and all its associate banks are identified by the same blue keyhole logo. The State Bank of India wordmark usually has one standard typeface, but also utilizes other typefaces. On October 7, 2013, Arundhati Bhattacharya became the first woman to be appointed chairperson of the bank. Operations: SBI provides a range of banking products through its network of branches in India and overseas, including products aimed at non-resident Indians. SBI has 14 regional hubs and 57 zonal offices that are located at important cities throughout India. Domestic presence: SBI had 14,816 branches in India, as on March 31, 2013, of which 9,851 were in rural and semi-urban areas. In the financial year 2012-13, Its revenue was 200,560 Indian rupees crores, out of which domestic operations contributed to 95.35% of revenue. Similarly, domestic operations contributed to 88.37% of total profits for the same financial year. International presence. As of June 28, 2013, the bank had 180 overseas offices spread over 34 countries. It has branches of the parent in Moscow, Colombo, Dhaka, Frankfurt, Hong Kong, Tehran, Johannesburg, London, Los Angeles, Male in the Maldives, Muscat, Dubai, New York, Osaka, Sydney, and Tokyo. It has offshore banking units in the Bahamas, Bahrain, and Singapore, and representative offices in Bhutan and Cape Town. It also has an ADB in Boston, USA. The Canadian subsidiary, State Bank of India, also dates to 1982. It has 7 branches, 4 in the Toronto area and 3 in the Vancouver area. SBI operates several foreign subsidiaries or affiliates. In 1990, it established an offshore bank, State Bank of India. SBI has 15 branches in major cities towns of the country including Rodrigues. In 1982, the bank established a subsidiary, State Bank of India, which now has 10 branches, 9 branches in the state of California and 1 in Washington, D.C. The 10th branch was opened in Fremont, California on March 28, 2011. The other 8 branches in California are located in Los Angeles, Artesia, San Jose, Canoga Park, Fresno, San Diego, Tustin and Bakersfield. In Nigeria, SBI operates as INMB Bank. This bank began in 1981 as the Indo-Nigerian Merchant Bank and received permission in 2002 to commence retail banking. It now has 5 branches in Nigeria. In Nepal, SBI owns 55% of Nepal SBI Bank, which has branches throughout the country. In Moscow, SBI owns 60% of Commercial Bank of India, with Canara Bank owning the rest. In Indonesia, it owns 76% of PT Bank Indomonex. The State Bank of India already has a branch in Shanghai and plans to open one in Tianjin. In Kenya, State Bank of India owns 76% of Gyro Commercial Bank, which it acquired for $8 million in October 2005. Associate banks. SBI has 5 associate banks. All use the State Bank of India logo, which is a blue circle, and all use the State Bank of name, followed by the regional headquarters name, State Bank of Bikaner and Jaipur, State Bank of Hyderabad, State Bank of Mysore, State Bank of Patiala, State Bank of Travancore. Earlier SBI had 7 associate banks, all of which had belonged to princely states until the government nationalized them between October 1959 and May 1960. In tune with the first 5-year plan, which prioritized the development of rural India, the government integrated these banks into State Bank of India system to expand its rural outreach. There has been a proposal to merge all the associate banks into SBI to create a mega bank, and streamline the group's operations. The first step towards unification occurred on August 13, 2008 when State Bank of Maharashtra merged with SBI, reducing the number of associate state banks from 7 to 6. Then on June 19, 2009 the SBI board approved the absorption of State Bank of Indore. SBI holds 98.3% in State Bank of Indore. The acquisition of State Bank of Indore added 470 branches to SBI's existing network of branches. Also, following the acquisition, SBI's total assets will inch very close to the 10 trillion mark. The total assets of SBI and the State Bank of Indore stood at 9,981,190 million as of March 2009. The process of merging of State Bank of Indore was completed by April 2010. And the SBI Indore branches started functioning as SBI branches on August 26, 2010. Non-banking subsidiaries. Apart from its 5 associate banks, SBI also has the following non-banking subsidiaries: SBI Capital Markets Limited, SBI Funds Management Private Ltd, SBI Factors and Commercial Services Private Ltd, SBI Cards and Payment Services Private Ltd. SBI DFHI Limited, SBI Life Insurance Company Limited, SBI General Insurance. In March 2001, SBI joined with BNP Paribas to form a joint venture life insurance company named SBI Life Insurance Company Limited. In 2004, SBI DFHI was founded with its headquarters in Mumbai. Other SBI service points: as of March 31, 2014, SBI has 43,515 ATMs and SBI Group has 51,491 ATMs. SBI has become the first bank to install an ATM at Dras in the Jammu and Kashmir Kargil region. This was the bank's 27,032nd ATM on July 27, 2012. Logo and slogan: the logo of the State Bank of India is a blue circle with a small cut in the bottom that depicts perfection and the small man, the common man, being the center of the bank's business. The logo came from National Institute of Design, NID, Ahmedabad, and it was inspired by Kankaraya Lake, Ahmedabad. Slogans: pure banking, nothing else, with you, all the way, a bank of the common man, the banker to every Indian, the nation banks on U.S. listings and shareholding. As on March 31, 2014, Government of India held around 58.60% equity shares in SBI. Life Insurance Corporation of India is the largest non-promoter shareholder in the company with 14.99% shareholding. The equity shares of SBI are listed on the Bombay Stock Exchange, where it is a constituent of the BSE Sensex Index, and the National Stock Exchange of India, where it is a constituent of the S&P CNX Nifty. Its global depository receipts are listed on the London Stock Exchange. Employees: SBI is one of the largest employers in the country, having 222,033 employees as on March 31, 2014, out of which there were 45,132 female employees and 2,610 employees with disabilities. On the same date, SBI had 42,744 Schedule Caste and 17,243 Schedule Tribe employees. The percentage of officers, assistants and sub-staff was 36%, 46% and 18% respectively on the same date. Hiring drive: 1,776 assistants and 1,394 officers joined the bank in FY 2013-14, for expansion of the branch network and to mitigate staff shortage, particularly at rural and semi-urban branches. Staff productivity: as per its annual report for FY 2013-14, each employee contributed net profit of 4.85 Indian rupees lakhs. Recent awards and recognitions: SBI won the Best Bank Award in the ASI Money FX Poll of Polls 2014, a Euro unregistered trademark for best overall performance as domestic provider of forex services over the last 10 years. SBI was ranked as the top bank in India based on Tier 1 capital by The Banker magazine in a 2014 ranking. SBI was ranked 298th in the Fortune Global 500 rankings of the world's biggest corporations for the year 2012. SBI won Best Public Sector Bank Award in the D&B India's study on India's top banks 2013 feat. State Bank of India won 3 IDRBT Banking Technology Excellence Awards 2013 for Euro OE Electronic Payment Systems a Euro OE Best Use of Technology for Financial Inclusion a Euro, and a Euro OE Customer Management and Business Intelligence a Euro in the Large Bank category. SBI won National Award for its performance in the implementation of Prime Minister Euro Unregistered Trademark S Employment Generation Programme scheme for the year 2012. Best Online Banking Award, Best Customer Initiative Award and Best Risk Management Award by IBA Banking Technology Awards 2010, SKOCH Award 2010 for Virtual Corporation category for its e-payment solution. SBI was the only bank featured in the top 10 brands of India list in an annual survey conducted by Brand Finance and the Economic Times in 2010. The Bank of the Year 2009, India by The Banker magazine, Best Bank a Euro Large and Most Socially Responsible Bank by the Business Bank Awards 2009, Best Bank 2009 by Business India, The Most Trusted Brand 2009 by the Economic Times. SBI was named the 29th most reputed company in the world according to Forbes 2009 rankings, most preferred bank and most preferred home loan provider by CNBC, Visionaries of Financial Inclusion by FINO, Technology Bank of the Year by IBA Banking Technology Awards. SBI was 11th most trusted brand in India as per the Brand Trust Report 2010. Major competitors. Some of the major competitors for SBI in the banking sector are Axis Bank, ICICI Bank, HDFC Bank, Punjab National Bank, Bank of Baroda, IndusInd Bank, Canara Bank and Bank of India. However, in terms of average market share, SBI is by far the largest player in the market. References. External links, official website, all bank branches of State Bank of India, news about State Bank of India at the Times of India, State Bank of India IFSC codes and branch details, State Bank of India IFSC codes, MICR codes, branch codes and branch complete details, SBI on Facebook, comparison of features provided by ICICI and SBI PPF. State Bank of India at Reuters, State Bank of India at Bombay Stock Exchange, State Bank of India at National Stock Exchange of India, 9.